Hey everyone, and welcome to the PowerPoint lecture. The basics of PowerPoint are the same as Word and Excel, with just some key differences in the content itself. Obviously, Word is for writing documents and Excel is for spreadsheets and accounting. PowerPoint is the presentation product and is actually what we use to create all the lectures for this class. Just like with Word, when you first open PowerPoint, your screen will look something like the screenshot on this slide. You can still select recently worked on documents or select from a number of templates available. There are multiple templates for all sorts of different topics, so when you make one, try to pick the one that goes best with your topic. After selecting your template, your screen will look like this. From here, you have various customization features you can use. If you notice at the top where the ribbon is, if you select the Design tab, it will allow you to select other themes as well as different color schemes for the currently selected theme. Just like with Word and Excel, when you click on the File tab, it takes you to what is known as the Backstage view. This gives you access to various back-end functionality, and just like with Word and Excel, the most important options are the New, Save, and Save As features. Just like with all of the other Office products as well, Account is also another important tab because you are using it to access your account, log in, and do updates and things of that nature. This slide shows the various different parts of the PowerPoint window. It is important to know all of these as it will be referenced in an assignment later. So you have your quick access toolbar at the very top, just like with Word. You have your title bar at the top and your close button at the top. None of the top area here with the ribbon or the tabs usually really changes other than what's in the tabs themselves. Down at the bottom you have your actual slide that you're working on, and over on the left, if you notice, if you have an orange little box around the slide, that means that's the slide that you're currently working with. At the bottom you still have your status bar, your view buttons, and your zoom slider with the addition of notes. Now with notes you can actually create notes that will not be seen in the PowerPoint itself, but helps you reference it when you are actually given the presentation. I'll get into that here right now actually when we get into the tutorial for some basic functionality on PowerPoint. Alright, so this is what PowerPoint looks like when you first open it. As you can see, just like with Word and Excel, you have your recent documents over on the left and you have your templates over on the right. You also have categories at the top that allow you to select from different templates. So definitely just find the kind of template that works best for you. You can always click the back arrow and it'll take you back to the main area here if you didn't like that template. We'll just go ahead and select a random one. If you notice some of the templates when you click on them, they'll give you different color schemes that you can use. So we'll just go ahead and pick one of the random ones on there as well. So after you first open your template, your screen will look similar to this. It'll have some basic functionality. You'll see that you have your title slide right here. There's only a few differences with the ribbon and tabs up here at the top that are in PowerPoint that aren't in Word or Excel. So obviously here on the first home one, you have your new slide button. This is what you would click to create a new slide. So if you just click on it, it'll create another slide. Now you'll notice that the slide layout looks slightly different. It's because the first one is always considered your title slide, and then any additional slides you make will be that. You can also create different types of slides by clicking on the drop-down arrow instead of the image itself. So if you click on that, you'll see you have a number of different styles of slides here. You can do to content, that shows you a couple of different columns here, and there's several other ones. Obviously just pick the one that works best for whatever you're trying to do. To select the different slides, you just simply go over onto the left pane here, and you'll see that whenever you select a slide, the orange box does appear around it. Just like with all the other Office products, when you click File, it takes you to the Backstage view. The functionality in this works just the same as the other two, so I won't get into it. Just remember that New, Open, and Save As are your three main ones, and Account is another important one in case you end up having any Office errors. When you go into Account, you'll be able to update, you'll be able to manage, and so on and so forth. Clicking the back arrow takes you right back to the slide. Now there's a ton of different things to do up here in the tab, so we'll just go ahead and go through them. If you go into Insert, you have the ability to insert other similar things that you would have in other ones, like tables, pictures, smart art, charts, text boxes, so on and so forth. The Draw tab is very similar as well. It gives you some drawing options, and you can play around with that if you want to. Most people kind of stick to the regular designs kind of stuff. Now we'll go to the Design tab. The design tab allows you to change through different themes. So if you decided you didn't like this theme and you want to click on a different one, you just simply click on it. It'll take you right to that theme and it'll change all of your slides. You can also select different colors over here on the right. It shows you your variants. And you can also change the slide size right here from normal to standard, or you can do custom size. In transitions, it allows you to make transitions in between the slides. So if you put a fade one on here, it will show you what it's doing here. This is what will happen whenever you actually click to go onto the next slide, which I will also show you here in a moment. So you put a transition on each of them. We'll just do that real quick and we'll create one more slide. That way you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Over in animations, there's some other things that you can do. You can make individual text animated. So if you select this, you can select float in, and now whenever you click on the slide, it'll do that. With presentations, it's always kind of better to have less, but some of these features can definitely make your presentation pop more and really reach different varieties of audiences. In the slideshow itself, it gives you a bunch of different slide viewing options. You can record the slideshow, you can start from the beginning, you can start from the current slide, so on and so forth. You should definitely play around with some of these when you actually go to do a presentation so that you know how all of them work. In the review tab, it works like the review in all the other ones. It has your comments, your spelling, so on and so forth. View allows you to view in different forms. We'll go over those different forms right now. The normal view is what you see in front of you. This is the default view basically. If you click on outline view, it shows you your slides over on the left. It kind of adjusts it a little bit, kind of like a Cornell style note-taking kind of page. The slide sorter just brings up all of your slides at once and you can kind of flip through them like this. The notes page shows you your slides and the notes for that. And then review mode just brings you into similar to what the PowerPoint will be itself, but just slightly different. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of features that you might use. Now you definitely want to know about the grid lines because it helps you line stuff up. If you notice when I'm checking and unchecking the box, it adds these little grid lines here. That kind of helps you keep pictures and images and things of that nature lined up in the appropriate manner. The ruler will add the ruler margins on the top and side, and then the guides will just kind of put even more guidelines for you to kind of section off your whole document. You can also change the different kinds of view modes to color, black and white, black, go back to color view, however you want to do. So that's pretty much it as far as that stuff goes. Now one more thing that I do want to show you, which is something that we use frequently whenever we're developing these lectures, is the notes section. So if you go to the bottom down here where it says notes, you can either click on notes and it will bring up a little notes section, or you can just drag and drop from right there. And then this is where you could do multiple kinds of note taking. So if you're about to do a presentation, you'll see where these come into play here in a moment. So we'll go over the presentation now. When you first click the presentation, you can hit F5, or there's a little icon up here at the top which says start from beginning. Also there is a view from current slide button down here. So if you start right here on slide 3 and you click the PowerPoint slideshow view, it starts on that slide. If you start here, or if you're on slide 3 and you click the button at the top, it actually still starts you from the beginning. This is extremely convenient because it shows you the PowerPoint on one slide and it actually shows you your notes on the other page if you have a second monitor or something like of that nature. I can actually show you what I'm talking about here momentarily. I will drag it over here. So on our other page, we have the little notes section. This is where you will actually see your notes written in here. And if you're doing a presentation or recording a presentation, this makes it really easy to kind of keep yourself on track and let yourself know what the different topics and things like that you'll have to use. To get it off the screen, you just click the unminimize button and you drag it. So that's pretty much it as far as the basic functionality of PowerPoint goes. There's definitely a lot more you can do, but like with all the other Office products, the best way to learn it and become familiar with it is to just start using it and kind of use it repetitively. You'll get a chance to do that here whenever you go to take your assignment. And if you have any questions, let us know. Thanks.